turn these into this. I'm the Great British Chocolatier and you're watching Chocolate Plus. Hello and welcome to another episode of Chocolate Plus. My name is Mark, aka the Great British Chocolatier, and today we are going to be making some Easter eggs with these molds. I've got I think these are 5-inch size, and they call these a dino egg, so I'm going to make those too. And I have some little rabbits here that I'm going to make. I have some dark chocolate already in the microwave, so we should waste no time and get started. Now, I'd like to thank everybody that's been watching these videos. It's been very encouraging. If you have any ideas of things you want to see, just drop them down in the comments and I'll see if I can't make them for you. Anything to do with chocolate covered, chocolate everything. Soon I think we'll be making some chocolate ganaches. A little bit more in depth because that involves adding cream to soften the chocolate. But that's going to be another day. We know Easter is coming, so that's only a few weeks away. I think at the next weekend, I believe. So we got our dark chocolate in there. It's 3 rounds at 30 seconds each time, and just stirring it every time. We have our milk chocolate and we have our white chocolate. I'm going to mix some Oreos with the white chocolate and put it in the bunny rabbits, and let's see if we can't make something of this. I'm going to do this 2 different ways. One, I'm just going to make a shell, and then we're going to join it together by heating it on the stove top there. So round 2. And it's mostly melted, but we're going to still stir it around. But as I was saying, thank you for everyone that's subscribed. If you haven't yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and that bell which notifies you every time a new video has been uploaded. Alright, well, since this was mostly melted before, I'm only going to put it in for about another 10 seconds, and we should be good. So lock it in for 10. Normally we put it for 30 seconds stirring around, but I had already used some of the chocolate. For a 12-ounce bag, you'll want to do 30 seconds each time stirring it. And as we know, this is a candy chocolate, so they take out the cocoa butter and they replace it with a vegetable oil or palm oil. But it's still great tasting chocolate. The good thing about this, there's no tempering involved at all. So let's put these rabbits to the side and let's do the giant egg. Now, I like to just plop it in there, a couple of spoonfuls, and then I like to gently bring it up to the top. Now you could fill this whole thing and then dump out the chocolate, the excess chocolate, like we've done before. But I like to just paint around the sides with the spoon. And there's two tablespoons of chocolate in this half. And then what I do now is put it down on that side. Now, if you see here, it's got a pattern there. So what you could do is put like a white stripe in there. In fact, let's do that. There's chocolate flies everywhere. Oh boy, knocking everything around. Some of them escaped from the floor. But yeah, you could paint this white stripe if this particular mold has a decorative stripe there. Not necessary, but we could paint that in. With that, we're going to probably need a small spoon, or you could use a paintbrush. You can use a silicone paintbrush. A regular paintbrush is just a normal regular paint. It's still doable. So a little bit. 30 seconds again, and then we're gonna just give it a white stripe in here. Now, when you're working with molds, I do say get a paper towel, and you wanna really buff out the insides. It just helps to keep it a little shiny. And we're gonna drop these into the refrigerator, and get it done. Alright, this is round 2. Now, if you remember, the white chocolate seems to take 4 rounds in the microwave. But that's okay. While we're waiting for that, let's do a dinosaur egg. And I was going to do it in milk, but to save time, let's just do it in the dark chocolate. You can flavor this chocolate like we've done before. You can flavor it with an oil-based flavoring. Luan is the best option I found to use. Okay. So stick that upside down. Stop that. Let's put the other one in. And while I'm doing this, I've got another mold that I can use for the milk. Okay, so once again, we're just gently pushing it up to the sides. And this is like one and a half tablespoons of chocolate. You want to give a nice thicker coat. If you think the coating that you gave isn't thick enough, you can always wait till it dries and simply add another one. So, and then we'll drop that in, because the chocolate will slowly move down to the sides, and when we heat it up, we can join them together. Or you can keep them as halves, and you can fill in the halves with marshmallows or what have you, spoon. Alright, so white chocolate, stir, 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 and as you see, it's going to need the 4th round in the microwave. So let's do that. And we're going to put it in for 30 seconds. And I might check it at the 15-second mark just to check, because we don't want it overheated. Because if it's overheated, it's going to start stiffening it up and it starts getting a mess, and we don't want that. So that was 17 seconds. And let's close this up. And it's mostly melted. And even if there are chunks, I would encourage you to keep stirring, because the heat that's in the whole chocolate will melt the chunks that's in there. So you don't need to keep putting it in the microwave to get rid of those last few chunks, because it will melt itself within itself. And we only want a tiny little bit on there. And I have this, which is a one of these things, whatever these are called. A silicone brush, because we only wanted to put a little bit in, and we're just gently giving it such a thin coating. And like I said, you can do this with a regular paintbrush. Of course, it has to be a new paintbrush that's never been used with paint, because you don't want that won't be good. So if you're going to use a paintbrush, use a brand new paintbrush, and don't ever use it for anything but the chocolate. So, alright, so Don't know if you can see here, but I'm painting in up to the line in the groove that it has there, and this is why I don't always do this, because if you want it to look nice, and usually I just, you know, if you want to pay attention to detail, that's fine, you can do that. But it does take a lot longer time. And so once the bulk of it's gone in, as you can see, the stripe there, we can start adding a bit more chocolate on the inside, just so that it doesn't, the dark chocolate don't bleed through. And the paintbrush is better than this because it's, of course, it's a lot thinner, and this isn't, so I don't really want to go over the line. He says, as he went over the line. Alright, I'm holding my breath as I'm doing this at the same time. Whew. And you're going to say, it's going to look a bit choppy. I wouldn't really worry about how it looks, because this will get covered up by the dark chocolate. So, you know, this is a little bit rough, but I'm adding a little layer to it, so it really shows up on the Now, other things you can do, there's edible glitter, there's edible what's called luster dust, and you can, that comes in all kinds of colors, silver and gold, red, pink, green, blue, and you could simply I don't need that now. You could just simply paint it. So I'm just going to take off the stuff that went over the line, because since we took that time, we want it to look nice. You can use your glove, and so there we go. We painted a stripe down the middle, and we could have done it on both so it would have that continuous white loop, but we didn't, so I thought after we're going to let that to dry for a minute, and then we're going to put the dark chocolate on top. Now, while I'm waiting for that to dry, they can stay there. I have some Oreos here, and I'm going to break up the Oreos with the remaining white chocolate, because I'm going to fill up these little rabbits. And again, you could use, you don't have to, you could just fill them up with white if you like white chocolate, that's fine too. But that's what I'm making. And you could make I might make a solid rabbit rather than a whole one. So let's see. And it's similar, like we've done many times before, making the Oreo bark, the cookies and cream bark, and the chocolate bars we made in another video. You could make those too. So let's do rabbit number 1 as that's drying. And all we do is this, again, simply fill it up like so. I think the chunks probably could have been a little bit smaller. But let's get into all the nooks and crannies. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make this a solid bunny. So even though, well, we'll see, there might be a bit too much on the alright, Alright, so go into all the crevices like so, and then give it a few taps. Reason why we're tapping it is there's going to be air bubbles stuck inside the chocolate, and we want to get them all out. You know what? I'm just going to do a half, I think. So I think if I do a whole bunny, it'll look good, but it'll be a lot of chocolate, which is fine. And I really okay, so we're good on this one, and of course we're going to leave that facing up. That's why it's got these little legs, so that it can, if we flopped it over, it'll all pour out, make a mess, and we don't want that. When I go in to make a second round, if I place it on top, I'm going to place the hard chocolate on top of the soft chocolate, and that will, because I haven't got any clips to clip it all together. So this is dry, and I've used all the white chocolate. Oh, I wasn't doing white, I was doing dark. I'm like, oh no, I messed up already. I never thought you could crunch it up and blend it all the more and turn this whole side into a Oreo, an Oreo egg. All right, we're just gonna finish the 13 seconds on the clock. A little bit more chocolate on there. This is okay to leave like that. It's going to go into the fridge because the fridge just helps it harden up, and then it'll pop out the mold. 1, 2, 3. So, alright, so we're going to put the 2 tablespoons in there, and again, whoop, just paint it up the sides like so, and that chocolate is going to melt the white chocolate underneath, but we're going to try and not mess with it. And that's okay. And we are going to turn this upside down as well, making sure we get everything covered. We don't want to try and hit the center spot a lot, because that will melt the chocolate. You smudge it, not melt it. So there we go. And it really doesn't matter. See, look at that. So when that comes out, that should look a lot better, I think. So put that upside down. This now goes into the fridge. When it's done, I'll be back and we'll construct it all after we do the second half of the rabbit. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, and we are back. We have our dinosaur eggs, and the way to pop these out is you you don't do that! What we do is we gently, yeah, so can't take this out because I've got to refill it. Alright, so just in it, and then we slam it down. It says that it didn't come out. Right, well, I'm going to leave these to the side. Get some new gloves here. You put this. Heat that up again so that we can do the mold. Now, I forgot these were in the fridge, and so I'm going to show you what happens. It's still edible. It doesn't look as great, but what happens is they get discolored. Things are flying all over the place. I'm trying to get them out of the mold now, and I think they're stuck. We are back. Slight mishap. I left them in there and they got discolored a bit, as you see there. So this can happen when you're doing chocolate. So I can get this out of the mold, making it difficult to get out. So I'm going to pop these in. I'm going to pop these in the freezer. If all else fails, the freezer works. So I'll get my little tray here. And I'm all over the place. I got carried away doing some when I was waiting, then I forgot. So I'm going to stick these in the freezer. And that'll come out, and then I'll do the rest of this. Take the spoon out. Don't want to put the spoon in the microwave. I'm going to get this video out, hold on. Okay, so now they're in the freezer, so they're going to freeze up. It's going to be easy for it to pop out the mold. This one looks pretty good, look at that. I'm not going to take this out the mold because I'm going to put it on top of this one. And we're going to make a big, I don't know if it's going to fit. Well, maybe we won't. I'll just make a separate one. Says the guy who knows what he's doing. Alright, now even though the Oreos are in the chocolate, we can still put them in the microwave. It'll just melt it good. I'm going to put it in there for a few more seconds. 10 more seconds. So we're going to see if we can get this one out the mold gently. And you do that by pushing at it. But I'm still so determined to put this in one whole piece. So I'm going to do this, don't worry. I've not used these particular molds before, so it's the first for everybody. Alright. It's not too much not too much rocket science. It's not rocket science at all. It's chocolate baking. So get into all the nooks and crannies. And it's actually good that things go wrong, because I'm sure things are going to have a few mishaps with you, excuse me. And so it's good that I make them. Someone who's been doing chocolate for over 10 years. So that you go, oh my goodness, what did I do wrong? Listen, the best of us can do it wrong. So those eggs are going to come out. And I've made plenty of eggs before, so I don't know. I'm going to stick this in the fridge. No, I'm not sticking it in the fridge. I'm going to get this out. There we go. I heard it pop. Now the ears are going to be the most fragile point because they're a lot thinner than the rest of the bunny. But we're going to get this out. There we go. And look at that. Some of the chocolate there stayed in the mold. But we're going to, look at that. Do you see that? And there goes our friend. So I'm going to see if I can work some magic here. And fill this up a little bit. Being too ambitious maybe, I don't know. And I'm going to stick this Now normally you wouldn't do this, but I'm just gonna go for broke and place it on top there and squeeze it down. Now I'm gonna cover up that chocolate there so that the cookie's totally wrapped up in the chocolate there. And I don't know if that's gonna look too bad. There we go. And so I'm gonna stick this in the fridge. Let's see what's got that side. That's okay. Because normally when you're doing a 3D mold, you put two of the molds together and you don't do this. But these molds I don't think are made to go together because they're... At least we're gonna get one good thing out of this. And the cleanup technically we can do after it's done. So I'm gonna stick this in the fridge. It's gonna be one big, yep, the ears. I just broke the ear. The ears aren't in line with each other. Oh, there we go, just push the whole thing down now. Oh, he's making a mess. What is he doing? Alright. I am determined though. So I make mistakes so that you guys don't have to. But please do like the video. Share it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And this is what happened now, the ear's falling off. Oh. Alright. So before I do any damage, I'm going to stick this in the fridge and see what happens. Was it a mistake to put them together? Should I keep them separate? We're going to find out. Let me fix this crack. Alright, in the fridge. See you in a bit. Okay, and we are back. Move all this out the way. Let me go, cause I forgot the egg, so let me go get it in. Alright, here are the eggs. And let's turn this out. It should pop out, he says. It's in there for 8 minutes. It's kind of heavy. It's a heavy bunny. Oh, I can see it splitting in half where I had it. Now remember, this mold is not designed to do what I'm doing with it. That's why it's giving me trouble. Yep. That was a fail, so it needed longer time. So, oh, this is going really well, isn't it? Alright. Alright. Stick it back in the fridge. That's what you do. You got this. Okay, now for the eggs. Everything's going wrong. Alright, these should come out. He says. So I should It broke. Okay. So the dinosaur egg didn't work. Oh boy. I should quit. But listen. One more. At least try and get one egg out of this. So I'm gonna just tap it gently. He says gently as he slams it on the table, right? There's one piece that's still caught up here. right. I don't know what's going on. What's the day? Alexa, what's the day today?
It's Friday, March 22nd, 2024 in Colombia.
Well, thank you. See? Didn't ask for all that information. Oh, boy. Everything went wrong. Oh, boy. It broke. Okay, well that wraps up our day for today where nothing worked. And we'll see you. I'll try this again. And have a great day. See you later. Alright. Since we had a disaster, now I'm not going to worry because I'm going to melt this back down again and we're going to start from scratch. So that'll probably be another video or the same one. And I'll go over the errors that I made. Anyway, let's see if this one survived. And if not, it's all calling it quits. But it's no stress in making chocolate. Because the simple thing we do is remelt it and we start again. And that's the great thing about the chocolate, is that it can be melted. Okay, so I think I should have kept these two separate. Rabbits shouldn't be together because they create more rabbits. But I don't know if I can separate this. And there we go, there we go. All right, we got there. So, well, it ain't too bad. Let's get a knife. At least I can say we did one thing right. I'm just gonna scrape the bottom so it could sit down. And there we go. That's just where it joins together. But more chocolate is good chocolate. Apart from the little indentation there. But look at that, we made a rabbit. So we did have some success today. I will do a part 2 of getting this chocolate melted again and making it again. But there we go. That's a rabbit made of white chocolate and Oreos. It's gonna be pretty thick to eat. Look at that. Whew. This is one heavy rabbit. So, if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button, share it, like it, do all the things that we do with YouTube and the algorithm and stuff to help all that, to help this channel grow. But look at that, we made a rabbit. It worked. So, thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye bye.